boy, do we got things we gotta do today, because tomorrow I leave for Maine. Jordy just left. He's going on his last run of shows on the East Coast, and then he meets me up in Maine for his very last show. And then we have a couple days there together. But I'm leaving tomorrow, so I just kind of want to get everything done today. House fully reset for my friends that are staying here, bags fully packed, just all the little things that go hand in hand with going out of town, we're gonna do today. So it's gonna be a very productive day, but I thought I could make it a fun, productive day by also making this a Q&A video as I'm doing chores and packing and just doing all those sorts of tasks, so that we get to like deeply connect and also be productive. When I get back home from Maine, literally the next day, my parents get into town for Thanksgiving festivities. And I was tasked with a very fun assignment that I feel pretty proud of, that I did a good job. And that's putting together a couple outfit options for all these upcoming holiday events. And I made a few curated outfits with things from Walmart. They're partnering with me on today's video. So the pricing of these items is insane. These are all a little California coded. So if you live somewhere colder, you might need additional layers. But first, a subtle holiday party outfit. I never think through holiday party things until it's too late, and then I feel like I have nothing to wear. They fit me so well. They're this like wide leg. They fit my butt well too. They're not a curvy cut, but there's not really as much of a waist gap as most other brands, like hardly at all. And then pairing it with this mock neck tank. And look at these kitten heels. I have wanted some kitten heels, and I feel like a little pop of red with like otherwise a very neutral outfit is so practical for the holidays. Isn't it cute? Oh wait, XYZ, examine your zipper. Isn't it cute? And then I feel like with a mock neck, you can really play up some earrings. I actually just recently ordered these earrings that are gold hearts, and it's like 3-tiered gold hearts. And I feel like that with a slick back and this outfit, so fun. Real quick side note, while I have this top on, I just want to show you my new sweatpants that I'm definitely gonna wear Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the family holidays that we just spend a lot of time lounging around the house. Look at how cute these are. They're also wide leg. They're like kind of like a velvet, and they have this seam down the front, which I think is so chic. Just a essential part of holiday outfits is the lounging outfit, you know? And I think it looks cute with this top too. Take off your jeans, put on these pants, keep hanging and lounging late into the night. Here's a Thanksgiving outfit option. I have learned Thanksgiving baby doll dresses, 2 words. You still feel cute, you still feel put together, but nothing is restricting you. You can just lounge and eat and vibe all day, and this one has pockets. It's like this plaid color, which I feel like is very fall leading into winter, which is exactly what Thanksgiving is. It's a transition for the first day of Christmas, you know? Okay, and finally, this little set. Y'all saw me wear this, at least this bottom, as my costume for Nancy Drew, but I bought it not as a costume. I got it just because I like it a lot. This is a sweater skirt, also so good for the holidays. I also love the length. It like still feels cute and young, but has great coverage. No waist gap because it's a fit and flare. And then there's this matching cardigan, which I think is just so cute thrown over your shoulders. I wore it with like a turtleneck and loafers. I think these loafers are cutest with socks. Thank you to Walmart for trusting me to curate some cute things and partnering with me on this video. I gotta wrap my mind around what are the first tasks to do. Actually, you know, the first tasks I need to do are computer tasks. So I gotta get today's video scheduled because it's supposed to go live in 40 minutes. So let me do that really quick amongst a couple other things. And then we'll freaking rage. First things first that I gotta do, and that is some packing logistics. It's currently snowing in Maine, so I have to bring really wintry type of clothes. Also, I know I mentioned in the last vlog, I'm bringing a lot of camera equipment and gear, which I've just never tried to do this before. So wrapping my head around things like some camera equipment I have to carry on because lithium batteries, and they're fragile. Other equipment I have to check, like a tripod, because that's basically a weapon. I don't think I'm allowed to carry on a tripod. I don't know, but I'm not gonna risk it. And then like I have like a camera bag that I need to use to carry on my gear when I'm there, but I need to bring a different backpack on the plane because this backpack won't fit my camera, my hard drive, like all of that type of tech stuff. So I need to bring both. So this one is unpacked and in my suitcase to be lighter. I'm just gonna wear my puffer in the airport and probably hate my life, but that buys me a lot of space in the suitcase. I had to take off my skirt because I do want to bring this to Maine with my fur-lined tights. I feel like it's just a cute outfit option with some boots. Also, if we do any nice dinners. So I just need to kind of get all of this packed and weighed and see how many additional things I can cram in my checked bag. Let's start with some questions. I said on Instagram, which by the way, follow me over there if you don't already, ask me, tell me anything, Q&A, big sister advice, whatever that might be. And let's start with this one. This is a advice question. Take all of my advice with a big fat grain of salt because I don't know anything, nor do I know if my advice is good, but I will give you my honest gut opinion as if you are my sister. I'm navigating mean sister-in-laws. Any and all advice welcome. This might be a hot take, but I feel like the first line of defense for setting some boundaries and expectations needs to be your spouse. I kind of feel like it is the spouse's responsibility to navigate their side of the family's dynamics to protect the marriage first, and then you're the second line of defense. I feel like it should be on your partner, your husband or wife, to set some boundaries. Maybe that needs to be a conversation with the sisters of like, hey, when you say these things, it comes across as a little hurtful, so like maybe don't do that. Or if it's like, hey, I always start off all my sentences with hey. I don't know why I do that. Hey, we're gonna spend Christmas by ourselves this year, but we'll see you guys the day after Christmas for a dinner, to like protect your time a little bit more with them so that you're not always around your sister-in-laws. Things like that. I think that you and your partner should have the really honest conversations about what is hard about the new family dynamics, because they are your family now. And then since they have the shared history, that's kind of plan A in my mind. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if this is under 50. These are very handy. I do recommend them. Really? It says we're only at 45. Thinking through bringing my big camera, and I decided I want to have the lens on it and have it be easily accessible for if I want to get any footage on the airplane or the airport. But my options, I don't have a case that fits this lens, but I just found this like puffy bag. It came in a PR something and it fits my camera perfectly. So I'm gonna have this in my carry-on backpack. And at least it's like a little extra fluffy cushion for that. Okay, I'm feeling good. I actually have a little extra space in my backpack. I mean, in my suitcases. I always overpack. So the fact that I thought this would be tight, but there's actually a little extra space makes me feel like maybe I won't have to wear my puffer. Maybe I can shove my puffer in. I don't know, it's a pretty big puffer. Let's make a list. Can we do that? Let's make a list. Starting to brain dump. Things that I need to do at home to prep the house. We actually have two friends flying in from Texas. One of them's Davina, who is like basically Max's auntie, loves Max, obsessed with Max, is like, anytime you go out of town, please, 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 I will fly and watch him. And I always get her flights off of my points. So she gets to fly in for free and it's great and it's a win-win. So she's bringing a friend. So I need to make sure that all of the rooms are set up for them. I want to rewash sheets, empty the dishwasher, clean out the fridge, and then probably run the dishwasher again because I'm sure there's Tupperware in there. Deep clean the bathrooms. My bathroom needs like a deep, deep, deep clean. Like I kind of want to take everything off the floors and just go into crevices with a toothbrush kind of vibe. Clean the floors downstairs and upstairs. I need to finish. I'm leaving gifts. I need to charge all my devices. And then I have some out and about errands. These are not essential, I do think they'd make me feel good to do though. Taking my car through the car wash and deep cleaning it because I'm leaving them my car. Oh, and I also need to figure out lockbox because they're gonna leave my car at the airport for me when I fly back in. So lockbox. It would be nice to get my nails done here because they are starting to catch and tear. It's been about a month. And then I wouldn't have to think about that in Maine and I could maximize all my time in Maine. And then I feel like it's a nice thing to do to just like leave fresh flowers in the house when someone's staying over here, make it feel nice. The good news is we already took Max on a very long park walk this morning. It was actually lovely. We don't normally go on a walk in the morning. Usually that's like an afternoon thing. But as soon as we woke up this morning, since Jordy and I only overlapped this morning for a little bit, we drove up to a park and we took Max on a nice long morning stroll and that was great. So I already got a little bit of movement in today and Max has gotten a nice long walk in, so that makes me feel good. Okay, let's do a couple home chores and then I think we go out and we run some errands because I do think that those make me feel good. Everybody take a sip of your water right now. Okay, I'm gonna hit a couple more questions while I unload this dishwasher. This person says, any more solo travel videos? Buckle up, leaving tomorrow. I'm gonna do 2 vlogs in Maine that are solo before Jordy gets there, but then also the whole time I'm gonna be filming this next episode, and that's what like my heart is really excited about. So the vlogs will be a little more behind the scenes and a lot of my like really intentional filming effort is going to go into the cinematic episode that I'm also making while I'm there. And Jordy's gonna help me. He's gonna overlap 2 days with me there and he's gonna help be my cameraman for some shots that I need assistance with since it's just me. Can you talk more about bricking your phone? I guess I missed the video about it. You wanna talk about it? It's a little magnet device like this and it sticks. I have it on our fridge in there and basically what it is you know how you like can tap to Apple Pay? There's like the scanner in your phone. You tap like you're doing Apple Pay on this device and it will lock out any apps that you tell it to. And then you cannot unlock the apps unless you go back and you tap it again. So like if you're going to bed, I like to brick my apps out when I go to bed, so that way I cannot scroll on my apps unless I get out of bed. So like the next morning I can't roll over and just like start scrolling on Instagram. But also if you are going on like a dinner date with your partner and you just want to be unplugged, you can brick your phone before you leave and then there's literally no way for you to get on whatever apps you block. Maybe for you it's your email, or if you're like me, it's like all the social media apps. That's how it works. Maybe this is niche, but someone said, what is the best coffee and cafes in Oceanside for an upcoming trip? Well, all the coffee snobs would say that Steady State, which is technically in Carlsbad, but you can walk from Oceanside to this in 2 minutes, is the best coffee, like the best espresso. That's all of the people that like really know the coffee world deeply. That's their favorite spot. I also really like Revolution Roasters. They have fun seasonal drinks. Their matcha is hit or miss. Honestly, the matcha everywhere is a little hit or miss in Oceanside. There's no one spot that's like super duper steady, but they have the most insane bakery. They do gluten-free things, but they also do a lot of gluten things. And people that eat gluten say that that's the best for like a little bite. Or for co-working, I would say Communal. Communal has the most seating and is just very cute vibes, gift shop, fresh bouquets of flowers, things like that. I'm a little spooked. I just came up here to make sure that the linens were all refreshed and then prepped to vacuum the floors. And I opened the closet and face up, mind you, we just got new floors in here, okay? So the closet has new floors too. Face up in the middle of the closet was this picture of children I don't know from year 2000. So they're probably about my age and I don't know who these kids are. And I thought, well, you know what? Maybe my in-laws know these people. Maybe this was in something that they brought in a suitcase. Nobody knows who these kids are. All of our loved ones that have stayed in this room, no one knows who these kids are. It was literally just like that. How spooky. That's spooky, right? Well, while I'm here, let me answer a few more questions and maybe this can just be the soundtrack underneath me doing some more chores. And you can just be visually and mentally stimulated at the same time. We love that so much. Wedding planning tips. I'm newly engaged. My biggest tip is don't feel peer pressured to spend money on something you don't want to do. I would say less is more. The wedding is just a day. Just don't feel like you need to keep up with the Joneses. I very much wanted to kind of like counteract wedding culture with me and Jordy's wedding by getting married at our church and having the after party in our literal garage and trying to have it as chill as possible. And I look back at the day with so much fondness. I didn't need to have this like big fancy venue or like spend all the money for the day to be special. And I'm glad we did it the way we did it. So that's my big piece of advice for you. This is interesting. Does your YouTube contract depend on how many views your videos get? Well, it depends which one you're asking about. If you're asking about the 3-year contract that I'm in where I post 3 videos a week for 3 years, that one does not. Essentially, that's an investment company that was taking a gamble on how profitable my channel would be over the next 3 years. And I looked at this deal that I entered as selling when my business was high, knowing that that probably wasn't a sustainable amount of views for me to get because my views were high because of my life circumstances. Like people were very interested in divorce content and then moving content and wedding content. And I knew all of those things were very temporary. So they basically were taking a gamble, trying to see if they could profit off my channel still growing. I knew that probably wasn't gonna be as likely. So I like sold when my views were high. Brand deals do pay off of 2 things. They're either CPM based or they are revenue, like conversion based. So if you're a small creator but you convert really well, so people like really value your opinion and buy off of your links, that will determine how much a brand pays you. Or if they're just trying to get eyeballs, then the number of views that you get is how much a brand will pay you. And there's like several types of contracts that you can have when you are a content creator. Honestly, I kind of like just sitting and chatting. I feel like I can focus more on what I'm saying to you. And then, like I said, I'll still bring you along with some chores and some getting ready, maybe as B-roll over this. Timeline for kids, navigating changing friendships over the years. I always said I wanted to start trying for kids at age 30, but now I think I'm pushing it back to 31. I still feel like I need a few years to figure out my work, honestly, and how to build a lifestyle that is suitable for kids, because right now, for me to fulfill everything I'm trying to do, I actually film about 6 days a week, and I don't want to subject my kids to that. So I feel like I just need a little more runway to figure out how to evolve my job to hopefully still grow it and have it be sustainable and enough income to live off of, while shifting my content enough and my like schedule enough to not just have a camera going all the time. I don't want that for kids. In terms of navigating changing friendships, a lot of my friends have kids now or are starting to try for kids. This sounds bad, but I'm just gonna be so honest because maybe someone can relate. Part of me is a little sad about that, and I know that that's so selfish, but just because friendship dynamics do change a lot when someone has a kid, I just love the way things are right now, and I love how just like footloose and fancy free everybody feels, just being able to on a whim go out on a Tuesday night and grab a late night bite to eat and like play a board game. I don't know. I like that. So knowing that that season's gonna have to evolve, I am having a little sadness letting go of that. But also I love watching my friends become moms. And I actually think I'm excited to be one of the last in my friend group to be a mom because I learned so much by watching them. Body confidence, general self-esteem advice. You know, I have been on a little bit of a body confidence journey, and I feel like this is a question that I get in a lot of different ways every time I do a Q&A, because I think it's pretty apparent from people that watch my channel that I've gone through quite a transformation in the last couple of years. I have put on probably a good 30 pounds in the last year and a half. For me, I'm trying to think of what advice I would give. I think I really just try to focus on nourishing my body. What is the kindest thing to do to my body? I'm not gonna skip a meal. The thing that is hard for me is literally just pants. Pants are the bane of my existence. I feel like I spend all of my time looking for pants that fit, and then when I finally find a pair that I like, I'll buy a few of them. So I have like a blue wash and a black wash, and then my size will fluctuate again, and then I won't fit into any of them anymore. And then I feel like I'm back at square one, and that's just always so frustrating. If you are on a similar journey to me and at one point might have lost some weight you shouldn't have and are trying to put weight back on, find some skirts and some dresses that you just love so that as your body fluctuates, you won't have to think as hard about the way that clothes fit. I should honestly probably put more time into that. Trousers are also great. I don't know. A lot of days I'll just end up just wearing freaking leggings and being like, I don't want to think about how pants feel. I have decided to run some of the would feel nice to do but non-essential errands. I think I'm gonna be crazy and get red nails for fall. Should we answer one question before and one question after? Let me pull these up just a second. How to be a good friend. This is sweet. She says, I resonate with how you treat people, but I never take action. I think honestly, how to be a good friend is just remember to reach out, because I have to remind myself that I could do better. I so could do better, but it's just I feel so digitally overwhelmed with texts and notifications and phone calls and emails and DMs and comments and blah, 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 that I feel like I'm always behind on communication and never want to start more communication. So I've been trying to be more intentional about just reaching out to friends and seeing what's going on in their world. And then because of that, you have ideas of ways to show up for them. What I've been doing is just sending a quick voice memo when I get ready in the morning, and then I'll voice memo 6 people, and then they'll send one back, and the next morning I'll listen to that and voice memo them back. And that's been a nice way to keep in contact with people. But when you initiate conversation, I think that they feel pursued and seen, and also will tell you little things that are happening of oh, I've just had a really stressed out week. I don't know why. I've just been anxious. Or I just got a little promotion in my job and I'm so excited about it. And knowing those things, the highs and the lows, are good intel for how to show up for them. Whether it's if they've been really stressed, maybe dropping off some cookies at their door, or if they had a huge win, making them feel seen and celebrated. Whether it's let's go out and coffee on me, I want to celebrate your achievement, or whatever that might be. Trying to think of low cost ways, but that is something I'm trying to be better about. Okay, I'm hoping it's not too close to the end of the workday to where I feel like they get a 5 o'clock rush. So it's 4 o'clock. We'll see if I regret that, but here's the before. I'll be back with the after. She told me I look like a vampire, and I said, thank you. It is very it's giving blood, but I do like it. And it is pitch black outside at 5 p.m. This is the part of winter that I have such beef with, and I don't shut up about it. And I say it every day, all day long, I can't believe how dark it is so early. I can't believe it. Look at me. I'm responsible and I'm eating leftovers instead of forgetting that they were in my fridge. Everybody say good job, Moko. Let's hit a couple more questions while I do dinner, and then I'm gonna jump so deep into cleaning. You're not even ready. You're not even ready. Okay. What has being diagnosed with lupus taught you? Stress kills, honestly. Since I have a direct correlation with stress and flare, I am able to see how much stress impacts your physical body, and I'm still bad at it. Honestly, sometimes I'm I don't know how a human is supposed to live life and to be responsible and not put your body under so much stress. And that's coming from a self-employed, very privileged life. That's been my biggest lesson and a big goal of mine for 2026. I think my 2026 word is balance or symbiotic. Don't you think it's sad that your friends are having babies and life goals and you're lost? Ever consider that my life goal for the next few years is to not have a baby because I'm not ready? I talked too long, my food got cold. feels the way it would feel when I would leave working a restaurant shift. Like, I really feel back to that era right now. This is just a side note. I haven't self-tanned now in weeks because, like, why am I gonna self-tan to go wear a freaking parka in Maine? And I think it's been good for me. A little pale reset. But I also see myself in this viewfinder right now, and I'm like, oh my word! Now I get why the nail lady called me a vampire, because I look like I don't see the sun. She ate with that. She absolutely clocked me. I am so chronically online. It's actually bad. Anyways, you know where I'm going to be chronically. I'm going to be chronically on the East Coast starting tomorrow. It's going to be a very long travel day, but I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be the best day ever. It's going to be the best week ever. And so excited to bring y'all along for 2 casual behind the scenes vlogs, but I'm going to spend a lot of my time filming as good of a video as possible for my little passion project that I'm doing. But thank you again to Walmart for partnering with me on this video. I posted a selfie today in the jeans, and I didn't even mention the jeans. I was talking about something else, but I got so many people being like, where are those jeans from? And then I posted on my story, and I was like, y'all are gonna be shocked that they're $29 and 100% cotton. I'll link all those things, and I'll see you guys in Maine. Love you. Good night. Bye.